So relative velocity. For example, if A and B are two bodies, A and B are two bodies, and they are moving with velocities v and va. They are moving with velocities with va bar and vb bar respectively. First, we need to understand that relative velocity meaning. So, relative velocity means v relative equivalent to. So, we will write it as velocity of the object minus velocity of the observer. Velocity of the object minus velocity of observer. For in the present discussion, suppose if we take relative velocity of a bar with respect to b bar. So first you need to understand so relative velocity of a bar with respect to b bar. So that means b will be the observer and a will be the object we are taking. So that's why we will write here VAB bar equivalent to, we will write VA bar minus VB bar. Similarly, if we write the relative velocity of B bar with respect to A bar, if we write the relative velocity of B bar, so with respect to A bar, so then so simply we will write VBA bar equivalent to VB bar minus VA bar. So this will be the situation. Suppose if you are interested to know the magnitude of either VAB bar or VBA bar, just we will understood this as the subtraction of the vectors. So therefore we will write a formula like p square plus q square minus 2pq cos theta. So therefore we will get VA square plus VB square minus 2a VA VB into cos theta here. So in this way, we will understand the difference. Suppose we will take the applications like this. For example, we are taking the case 1. If theta equivalent to 0 degrees, means, so both the A and as well as B, both are moving in same direction. So in the same direction, we will take the theta equivalent to 0. So automatically cos theta is equivalent to 1. So the relative velocity, so either it may be AB or VBA we are taking. So this will be the relative velocity magnitude. So that will be the VA minus VB. Suppose we are taking VA is more than VB. Relative velocity magnitude VR that equivalent to VA minus VB, or we will take it as VA minus VB. If they are both are moving in same direction, just we will take the difference if we are interested to find the magnitude. And we are taking the next case. Suppose if they are moving in opposite direction, if theta equivalent to, let us say 180 degrees here. So both the two bodies are moving in opposite direction. For example, A is moving with VA and the B is moving against A. Let us say this is the V. And this is theta equivalent to 180 degrees we are taking. Cos theta equivalent to minus 1. So relative velocity equivalent to, after substituting in the above equation right here, so we will get relative velocity equal to VA plus VB. So that means the magnitude of VAB bar, or simply we will write it as VAB that equivalent to VA plus VB. VA plus VB we will write. Suppose if the case where the theta is 90 degrees, suppose I am taking the third case, that is if theta equivalent to 90 degrees. So if theta equivalent to 90 degrees means both the A and B are moving in perpendicular direction. This is moving with VA and the B, so which is moving with VB bar. Their angle is 90 degrees. When theta equivalent to 90 degrees, we will take cos theta is equivalent to 0. So the relative velocity equivalent to, just we will write it as root over VA square plus VB square. VA square plus VB square. And here we need to understand one thing, that here, or you may take it as this is the shortcut. So here A and B are moving in different directions, in same or different or mutually perpendicular, and there is no relation between A and B. There is no relation between A and B. So that means A never depends on B and B never depends on A. So in that case, we have taken VA minus VB. Suppose if A and B are moving in opposite direction, so we have taken the relative velocity equivalent to VA plus VB. So simply I will take this approach as independent case or no dependent case we will write. Suppose I am taking this is no dependency case. No dependency case. So that means without considering the vectors directly we can understood. So when we are taking the general case, that is no dependency case. In the same direction, if the two bodies are moving means VA minus VB. In the opposite direction they are moving means VA plus VB we will take. Of course, we have some special cases of relative velocity. So we are taking the next one, case 4. Some special cases of relative velocity. So in that one, we are taking the first one. Suppose we have a train. So that is moving with a speed v with respect to the ground, and a man is running inside the train with respect to u, with a velocity u with respect to train. So again, I'm saying velocity of the man with respect to the train. Velocity of the man with respect to the train equivalent, simply we are taking it as u into I cap. And we are speaking that velocity of the train with respect to the ground equivalent to v into I cap. In this case, we will write vmt bar plus vtg bar. So when we take this, so we will get vmg bar. Velocity of the man with respect to ground we need. So therefore vmg bar equivalent to, we will write v plus u into I cap. Our velocity of the man with respect to ground magnitude is v plus u. So don't get confused with the above example, because in the above example we are taking that in both are, if the both bodies are moving in same direction, we have taken negative sign. So that is obviously no dependency case, because A and B are not depending on each other. So let us consider the person as A and the person as the train is as B. So obviously this is a special case. Here obviously A depends on B. So here obviously A depends on B. So this case is dependent case. So this one is dependent case. This story is different. So in the case of dependent case, in the same direction we will take it as plus. So that we need to understand and we need to remember. If the boat is traveling with a speed v with respect to the river, and the river also flowing in same direction with a speed u. Again, I'm repeating, velocity of the boat with respect to river is, let us say, vi cap, and velocity of the river with respect to ground is, let us say, ui cap. In this case, I need the velocity of the boat with respect to ground. So therefore I need VBG bar. So that is equivalent to VBR bar plus VRG bar. So therefore we will write V plus U into I cap. V plus U into I cap. So if the boat is moving in the same direction as river flow, so that is called as downstream. So that is called as downstream. So next we are taking one more application in this special case, that is upstream. We are taking this as upstream. Upstream. For example, if the river is moving against the boat flow, suppose if the boat is moving with a speed v with respect to river, and the river is moving in opposite direction with a speed u, so then I'm writing velocity of the boat with respect to river equivalent to vi cap, and velocity of the river with respect to ground equivalent to u into minus I cap. Suppose if I need the velocity of boat with respect to ground, so therefore we write VBR bar plus VRG bar. So that equivalent to V minus U into I cap. So in this way we will take some special cases of relative velocity. So after that one, so we will think of some more special cases which are related to the Newton laws of. So next we are taking. For example, we have a trolley. The trolley is moving with a speed u with respect to the ground, and we have a person. We have a person. That person is moving with a velocity v with respect to that. So that means first we are writing velocity of the trolley with respect to ground. You are taking it as u into I cap, and velocity of the man with respect to the trolley, so that equivalent to minus v into I cap. Suppose if I need the velocity of the man with respect to ground, so that equivalent to u minus v into I cap. So because technically this is VMG bar, so that is nothing but the addition of VMT bar and VTG bar. And we know this VMT bar means VM bar minus VT bar, and VTG bar means VT bar minus VG bar. So finally we will get VM bar minus VG bar. So in this way we need to understand velocity of the man with respect to ground. So that is u minus v into I cap. Let us simple గా ఆలోచించవచ్చు. So simple గా ఎలా ఆలోచించాలి అంటే take the person as A and the floor that is trolley as B. A depends on B. So general case కి against ఉంటుంది. జనరల్ కేసులో ఆపోజిట్ డైరెక్షన్ అయితే ప్లస్ చేస్తాం. సో ఇక్కడ మనం మైనస్ చేస్తాం. చాలా ఈజీగా మనం గుర్తుంచుకోవచ్చు. So we are taking the next possibility. Suppose if both the person and trolley suppose if the person is moving with a speed v over the trolley, and the trolley is also moving with a speed u. So I'm taking v velocity of the man with respect to the trolley is v into I cap, and velocity of the trolley with respect to the ground equivalent to u I cap. So if I need the velocity of the man with respect to ground, so simply just we will write v plus u into I cap. Because this is the dependency case, so we will take the opposite result of normal case. So in the general case, if both the bodies are moving in same direction, we will take it as minus. But this as the special case, we will take it as plus. We are taking. For example, if the person throws a ball obliquely, if a person throws obliquely at an angle theta with respect to horizontal. So for example, we have a truck, so that is moving with a speed v, let us say, and we are throwing a body obliquely at an angle theta and with a speed u. So then we need velocity of the body with respect to ground. So first I'm writing velocity of the body with respect to the truck I'm writing. So first I will write u cos theta into I cap plus u sin theta into j cap. U cos theta into I cap plus u sin theta into j cap we are writing. So after this, next we will write velocity of the truck with respect to ground we are speaking. Velocity of the truck with respect to ground is nothing but v into I cap. V into I cap. So then we need velocity of the body with respect to ground. So that equivalent to velocity of the body with respect to truck and velocity of the truck with respect to ground. So simply we will write v plus u cos theta into I cap plus u sin theta into j, u sin theta into j cap here. And if the person throws a ball obliquely in opposite direction to that of trolley. For example, this is a trolley which is moving with a speed v, but you are projecting a body in opposite direction with a speed u and at an angle theta. So first we will write velocity of the body with respect to truck equivalent to, so let us say u cos theta into minus I cap plus u sin theta into j cap, and velocity of the truck with respect to ground equivalent to v into I cap. So velocity of the ball with respect to ground equivalent to, simply we'll write v minus u cos theta into I cap plus u sin theta into j cap. U sin theta into j cap. Similarly, we will apply the same scenario for the case of vertical situation also. Suppose if we have the truck, or if we have a truck or a plane that carries the person, so it is moving with a velocity v with respect to ground, and now a body is projected obliquely at an angle theta. So in this case, first we are writing velocity of the body with respect to truck equivalent to u cos theta into I cap plus u sin theta into j cap we are speaking, and velocity of the truck with respect to ground. So it is moving vertically, so therefore I am taking vj cap. So when we need velocity of the body with respect to ground, we will write it as vbt bar plus vtg bar. So that equivalent to u cos theta I cap plus u sin theta plus v into j cap. So in this way, we will understand the discussion here. So we are taking the lift, and the body is projected with a speed u, and the lift is moving upwards with acceleration u. So now we need the time of ascent or maximum height or time of descent or time of flight. So like this we are having discussions. So first one I'm taking acceleration of the lift with respect to ground. So acceleration of the lift with respect to ground is nothing but A, as it is moving in vertical direction, we will take aj cap. And acceleration of body with respect to lift we are taking. So we are observing the body is moving inside the lift. So this is the body. So this is the body. It is moving upwards. When it is moving upwards, actually it is under the gravity. So therefore minus g into j cap. Now I need acceleration of body, acceleration of body with respect to lift. So therefore ABL bar we are writing. So that equivalent to acceleration of body with respect to lift. Actually this is acceleration of body with respect to ground. So therefore we are taking acceleration of body with respect to ground minus acceleration of lift with respect to ground. So therefore we will write minus gj cap minus aj cap. Finally minus of a plus g into j cap. Suppose if we are interested only in magnitude, so then we will write acceleration of body with respect to lift equivalent to a plus g. So now actually you are applying the motion of the body inside the lift. So therefore, in order to understand its motion, so we need to think of the BL parameters, body with respect to lift parameter only. So that means if you are interested in time of flight, then we will write 2u by, instead of g, because you are observing the motion of the body inside the lift, and also the body motion. So the body motion definitely depends on the motion of the lift. So therefore, always we need to think of acceleration of body with respect to lift parameter. So therefore, we will write tu 2u by a plus c we will take. Or we will take in terms of length. Suppose let us say length of the lift is L, length of the lift is L, or we will take P equivalent to root of 2L by, instead of G, we will take acceleration of DL. So the time of ascent equivalent to root of, we will write 2L by, so that is nothing but A plus G. So in this way, we will take. And also we will think of maximum height. So we will think of maximum height. H maximum, so that equal to U square by 2G generally. So but we will take acceleration of body with respect to lift. So therefore we will take U square by 2 into A plus C. U square by 2 into A plus C. Suppose if the lift is moving, upwards and body is moving downwards, inside the lift. Inside the lift here. For example, this is the lift actually. The lift is moving upwards. So therefore the lift moving upwards with acceleration. Now the body is moving downwards. So this is the body moving in downwards. So first I am taking acceleration of body with respect to the lift. So acceleration of the body with respect to the lift, again, if we are interested to calculate this. So to do this, so first one, acceleration of body with respect to ground, because it is under the acceleration due to gravity. So we are taking minus g into j cap. And acceleration of lift with respect to ground is nothing but this is aj cap, aj cap. And next we need acceleration of body with respect to lift. So that equivalent again we need to do abg bar minus alg bar. So that equivalent minus of g plus a into j cap. So we will do the same approach. Suppose if we need the time of ascent, so simply we will write root over 2l by abl. So just only we are taking the magnitudes of acceleration root of 2l by g plus a. And if we need the maximum height, so just we will write u square by 2 abl. So that equivalent to u square by 2 into g plus a divided by. So in this way, we will do the partial phases. Now we will discuss the standard models of this relative velocity. For example, so we have 3 persons of mass m. They are moving with each other. 3 persons who are at the vertices, of an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle moving with equal speeds. Equal speeds v towards each other. Now the question is when and where they meet each other. So this person is moving, the first person is moving towards the second, and the second person also moving towards the third, and the third is also moving towards the first with same speeds. Let us say v. So obviously they meet at the geometric center, that is they meet at centroid. So to calculate the time of meeting, we have an easy way. So generally we will take timing is nothing but relative separation by relative velocity, we will say. So that means the 3 persons are meeting means actually when we think that these 2 persons also meeting. So these 2 persons also meeting. For example, their separation is A. So I'm taking their separation, or we will understand this again. This is M and this is M. Now this is moving with a speed v and this is moving with a speed v. So therefore I'm taking its component as, let us say, v cos 60 degrees. Time equivalent to relative separation by relative velocity we are taking. So the relative separation between the 2 persons is a, and let us say relative velocity as the bodies are moving in opposite direction. Along x-axis we are thinking v plus v cos 60. So that equivalent to a by v plus v by 2. So that equivalent to we are having t equivalent to 2a by 3v. So that means after this time they will meet each other. So after a time 2a by 3v, they meet each other. So similarly, we have a case like square. So we are taking the next possibility. For example, we have 4 persons So if we have 4 persons who are approaching each other mutually, with velocities v. Suppose the first is moving towards second, and second is moving towards third, and third is moving towards fourth, and this is moving towards first. So in this way, suppose they are at the separation of square of side length A. So the question is same, when and where they meet each other. So in that case, only we will think of 2 persons. Let us say this is small m and this is small m. They have a separation small a. So the second one is moving, let us say if it is moving upwards, and the first one is moving towards rightwards with the velocity. So the time is nothing but, again we will take relative separation by relative velocity. Relative separation is a, and in the horizontal direction the relative velocity is v minus v cos 90, or we will take v plus v cos 90. That is nothing but v. So that means after taking t equal to a by v time, after this time they meet each other. After this time they meet each other. Suppose in the same similar kind of discussion, if we are having for a hexagon, suppose we are taking for a hexagon and we have 6 persons, each of mass m, and each approaching each other with respective speeds v. When and then where they meet each other. So obviously they meet at the center. For example, this is m and this is m. So this is v, and automatically the second body having a velocity in this direction. So in the same direction we have a component v cos 60 degrees. So time equivalent to relative separation by relative velocity we are taking. So relative separation is nothing but suppose the hexagon have a side length a, by relative velocity is v minus v by 2. So that equivalent to a by v by 2 we will take, and that time equivalent to 2a by v. So that means after this time they will meet each other. So after this time they meet each other. So that means in the direction of the relative displacement, if you understood the components, then the problems will be easier. For example, we have a body A and B separated by a distance A. If the B is moving with a speed v1 and the A is also trying to cross the B, so to meet the B, the A is moving with the speed v. So now after what time they meet each other? So as usually we are doing the same approach. So time equivalent to relative separation by relative velocity. So the known relative separation is A. So that means in the direction of relative separation only we are taking the relative velocity. So if this is V and this is V1, so in this direction we will take the relative velocity. So as suppose this is A and this is B. So in this way we have V1 and in this way we have V. So in this direction I am taking, let us say this angle is theta. Relative velocity equal to V cos theta plus V1 cos 90 because they are moving opposite to each other. So simply we will take V cos theta. So that is A by V cos theta. So V cos theta, so this is angle is theta and this is V cos theta. Or A by, we will take the cos theta as the adjacent side by hypotenuse. So first we will understand the hypotenuse. That is root over V square minus V1 square. V cos theta equivalent to root over V square minus V1 square. So therefore we will write root over A square A by root of V square minus V1 square. So in this way we will understand the situation.